All right, everybody, let's get started. This is Prime Sports Media, and I appreciate you all out there. Thank you for supporting this channel, supporting what we do over here, and what everybody is doing on social media as it relates to CU. I want to say that it was a very humbling feeling this weekend to see CU put the naysayers to rest, the haters, the people that say that this team can't achieve great things. This is only the second year, and Coach Prime has this team in rare form for a bowl bid. So they're going to be going to a bowl game. They've won 6 games. They're 6-2 in the Big 12. I'm excited about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm very excited about it, but I take this humbly because of all the transitions that the team has gone through since last year when Coach Prime put this team together. Remember, everybody was laughing at Coach Prime. Everybody was saying this team can't go anywhere. And we kept saying it's only the first year. Now they're in the second year, and they're making more important steps towards bringing this program to prominence. Now, if this is only his second year, you can imagine what he'll do in the third year as he adds more talent. Of course, we got to get someone to replace Deion Sanders at quarterback. That's easy said than done, but I think there are some talented players out there that we might be able to nab and snag because we know that Juju was in town last night. And we know that he's a young man that we would like to get our hands on. I think we might have made a great impression last night on this young man. And don't be surprised if Juju commits to CU, because there's all sort of things going on at USC right now that I've talked about in the pregame video to the game that they had against this team that they were able to handle quite well in the Cincinnati team. Now, Cincinnati, don't get me wrong, Cincinnati has some talent. What I've been noticing is that CU has gone through a slate of running backs that are pretty damn good in the Big 12. And if you notice, a lot of the quarterbacks so far in the Big 12 that CU has faced, they can scramble a little bit. They can move around. But the defense, despite giving up a few big runs, and they're going to have to shore that run defense up. They're going to have to shore it up a little bit more. But even though during the game, Cincinnati was able to run here and there, CU might have bent in those areas a little bit as it relates to the run, defense against the run, but they didn't break because they eventually came up with big plays to keep the momentum on their side. You never got the sense throughout this game against Cincinnati Bearcats that CU was in trouble, that they didn't have control of this football game, even though it looked like there was a possibility that Cincinnati could make a little bit of a run back. You just never got a sense of it. Travis Hunter was in high performance. It's obvious that he was healthy coming off of that shoulder injury. I said it on my videos previously that maybe they should have let him rest altogether just a week ago. It might have been beneficial for him just to take that full rest, but we could see that when you give this man Travis Hunter some rest to recover from an injury, he can come back in high form, and then you have the 1-2 punch of Travis Hunter along with Deion Sanders. That 1-2 combination, I'm telling you, when it's locked on all cylinders, ladies and gentlemen, you just can't beat this football team. I'm going to say it again. When everything is locked on all cylinders, you can't beat this football team. Let's stop playing around. And if you notice, everybody out there, that now that CU's defense is getting better, now we're seeing a running game that we didn't see all last year. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to jump out the window right now and say this. When I look at the running game this year, Isaiah Augustive, this young man really, really surprised me in this game because he finally is getting his groove. He's finally showing you what he, in fact, did in a few of his games that he was successful in at Arkansas, big-time SEC football. And they got him going. And what I noticed, because I felt that Michael Welsh is a guy that can break tackles, what I noticed is that this guy is hard to bring down. He was out there breaking tackles. You could see Cincinnati's whole damn team literally trying to stop this man from ripping through them, as you can see right here. I'm going to get to his stats. His stats were fantastic. But now you're seeing a running game come alive, and this is the reason why I believe their running game is better. I don't want to put any it's going to sound like I'm talking shade. You can take of it what you will, but facts are facts. Not only is the running game better because the offensive line has improved and it's much better than last year, but we gotta admit that the personnel that CU has put together in their running room, their group, is way better than the running group that we had last year. There's no doubt in my mind that Isaiah Augustive is a better running back. There's no doubt in my mind, as I put these guys up here, there's no doubt in my mind that Hayden is a better running back coming over from Ohio State. It is no doubt in my mind that the young phenom that he is, you know the man as Michael Welsh. It is no doubt in my mind that Michael Welsh may be an overall better running back than those that they had last year that they assembled. I'm not going to name any names. You know who I'm talking about, everybody. They got better running backs. And if you got better running backs, then you got to utilize them. And how many of you in the chat room that are here have heard me over a few weeks say they've got to give their running backs more carries than 7 carries, 3 carries, 6 carries? If I'm not mistaken, this young man who once was a part of the Arkansas team, I believe he had 22 carries in this game, y'all. Let's give that a clap. I've been saying it. I've been saying that they've got to give these guys the rock more. They gave this young man the rock. And in giving him the rock, and I'm going to get to more of these stats, in giving him the rock, Isaiah Augustive ran for 91 yards, 1 touchdown, 13 yards was his biggest run of the night. I beg to say that if they would have ran the ball just a little bit more with him, he would have had 100 yards rushing last night. How many of you agree with that? I see we got Blue Devil in here. Jeff Bay is in here putting 7s. Thank you. Saint Holder Christian is here saying we live. Yes, we live. Maurice Johnson says he's a beast, 6'2". Sludge Hammer. Yes, I'll give you a clap on that. Yes, he's a beast. He's a beast. Now, my premise for tonight's podcast is that the reason why they won this game because they successfully ran the ball. Everybody take stock in what I'm saying here. I'm going to repeat this, and I've said this in other videos. Every time they have a successful running game and they stick to the run and blend it in with the pass, they win the damn game, even if the games are close. Every time they get away from running the ball, as we have seen and witnessed this year, because this is the reason why they lost to K-State. They got away from the run. I preached that over and over again in that post-game show. The minute they got away from running the ball when they didn't have to, that's why they lost that game to K-State. Had they stuck with their run, they could have eventually beaten K-State. They just beat a Cincinnati team that was 3-1, 5-2, same record as them, a team that was looked at as a team that's a balanced team with offense and running the ball, a team that had a really big nose guard that they had to contend with, a team that plays sort of a 3-4 defense or a 3-3-5 stack, similar to Nebraska's defense. And our offensive line, as you got to give them credit, had a field day at opening up the holes for Isaiah. This is the key to why we won the game. Last week, we talked about this same thing on this channel, that you win football games in the trenches. In the defensive line, the offensive line, tell me I'm wrong. I dare you. Put sevens if I'm cooking here. I appreciate everybody that's coming over. I am going to take time tonight to read your statements, to get into a conversation with you. That's right, you. But I got so much good bread and butter for you tonight, so many good clips, so much good stuff. You're going to really enjoy this podcast like no other. We said last year, you got to believe in the process, even when you had the haters, the naysayers, and all the people out there that were doubting Coach Prime, doubting the players. He's gotten all kind of criticism. Why does he use the transfer portal? Why is he not recruiting more high school players? Why is these guys not coming to the program? Why? And we kept saying, it's the first year. Believe in the process. This team is further along than ever before in the history of this college program that has not had this type of success since the 1990s when they won a national championship. This team is doing great things so far. And what did I say in my last vertical? I did a vertical video, and I said, and even the coach, Scott of Cincinnati, said that everybody's focusing on their offense, but their defense has come alive. Their defense is making plays. And that man, the coach of Cincinnati, he was scared of this team, this CU team. He was afraid, especially of the receiving core. You heard, and I played it on this channel, you heard how he continued to speak about the receiving core, and he continued to speak about Shador this, Shador that, and that receiving core. They're gonna get a little bit on us, but we gotta do this, we gotta do that. He was afraid of what he's about to face. Bar none, we have the best receiving core in the Big 12, and bar none, we have the best receiving core possibly in the nation. And this is why in every video that I've done on this channel so far, I've been repetitive and saying over and over again, we can beat these teams because they have not faced a receiving core like ours. I mean, who do you cover? Is it Jimmy, or do you cover Jimmy Horn? Do you cover, let's go down the list here. All right. Do you cover, as I said before, do you cover Jimmy Horn? Do you cover him? Or do you leave a guy like LeJounte Wester? You leave Wester? You leave him open? What do you want to do? What's your poison? Pick your poison. And damn it, there is him again. Here's Wester with Amarion Miller. Imagine if Amarion Miller was in the house last night to play this game. May he recover. Put that brother in your prayers. He's coming back strong next year. But we didn't even have the likes of Amarion Miller out there working his magic. We saw a few plays from the other Miller. Number 6, my man D. Miller doing his thing out there. Draylon Miller, should I say. Here he is again. He didn't make a touchdown last night, but he made plays that opened up a lot for Shador. I want to also give some homage to the most important part of the football team, as I said, is they took that stage last night in Folsom Field. All the players coming out of there, getting ready. They're pumped up to play this game. Let's not underestimate, as I said before, the power of the offensive line that's being anchored by one Jordan Seaton.
Tell the truth.
I appreciate everybody that's over here tonight. You will get a great show. You will get your time will be well spent here with the content and information that I have to lay on you tonight. But I put this young man up because he's getting better. he's improving. At left tackle, he's only a freshman. Last night, Shador only got touched about, one time, one sack? They said in a press conference, I think it was Justin Myers said that it was one sack, one too many, as far as he's concerned. But one sack they only gave up. Shador had so much time to operate back there in his pocket. He could do whatever he wanted. He scrambled when he needed to. He made moves. He passed. He made good decisions. He was poised. He didn't get rattled, which he normally ever gets rattled. And so with that type of quarterback, this team can go as high as possible. Nobody thought they were going to be in this position, and now everybody is shocked. But we're not shocked because we have been saying from last year to this year, trust the process. They're going to get better. Coach Prime told you that he was only a few players, 8 or 9 players away, getting some big dogs in there, away from being able to compete. He warned everybody and said, you better get me right now, because when I get loaded up with the talent, you're going to have a lot of problems, and that's going to be the truth.
Yeah, the truth.
Now we find ourselves in this game, a pivoted game that I think has set the stage, has set the barometer for where this team can go. I said in my pregame video that CU was the favorite team at 68.4% to Cincinnati's 31.6%, according to ESPN analysis.
Tell the truth.
I talked about that. Well, they lived up to it. As a result, they're bowl bound. Congratulations to them. I'm giving them a clap for that again. We don't know exactly what bowl they're going to, but we know that they're bowl bound. And if they continue to keep playing and winning games, the more games they win, the better bowl opportunities that they're going to get selected for. Now, I talked about the coach for Cincinnati and his concerns about this team. Let me let you see a little clip of him talking about the problems that his team had facing this CU team. Here we go.
Obviously give credit to them. They have some really good football players. When you think about the wide receivers that they have, Shador's a very accurate passer.
Once again, this man is so he's so shooken. He's so triggered by the receiving core. He can't. Their coach, I'm not trying to be funny. No shade, but it's just the truth. It's obvious that their coach spent a lot of time losing sleep, losing hair, thinking about this receiving core. The way he talks about the receiving core makes me feel that Coach Scott may be a little envious of the talent that they have in terms of those receivers. I bet you he'll never admit this to any of us, but I bet you when he's at home, he's in his office and it's quiet, I bet you he's saying to himself, God damn it, I wish I had CU's receiving core. God damn it. It's obvious that he has a whole lot of issues. Listen some more.
And then defensively, I think they do a good job with their man coverage. We had problems, I thought, early in the game with the man coverage, trying to get loose. There's very tight coverage. It's hard to get the ball in there. And, but I did think I was really proud of our guys. When we got down 31-14, not to quit, to continue to play. We got back in the game. It's a one-possession game there in the fourth quarter. We got to get off the field there at the end, and, they make a career-long 47-yard field.
All right, there it is. He's telling you the problem. They were having all sorts of problems with their man-to-man. No, let me correct myself. Cincinnati was having all sorts of problems matching up with CU's man-to-man. Preston Hodge, and I'm going to talk about him, DJ McKinney, 2 lockdown defensive backs doing the damn job last night that was giving them problems. I'm going to tell you why this is significant, what he is talking about. Let me put this up here for myself, a reference of information. We're talking about the receiving core. Now, I told you in the pregame video that they have a pretty damn good receiver in Henderson, number 8 last night, who was struggling. Henderson only had 1 catch for 11 yards, longest catch 11. I told you in this picture against Texas Tech, he's elusive. He beats people down the field. He gives people all sorts of headaches and problems. He did not give CU any problems last night because they locked him down. DJ McKinney on him. Preston Hodge. This man only got 11 yards. That means that the secondary and the defense is doing their job. Okay? Now, Tony Johnson, number 0, he had 4 receptions for 54 yards last night, 22 yards. He's number 0. He's their other receiver. Joe had 50 yards for 4 catches for 50 yards. Pryor, who's really a running back, plays some running back. Evans Pryor, who's really one of their running backs, he had 40 yards receiving out of the backfield. But the man you see right there, Henderson, could not break loose last night. That's a testament to these two young guys right here. I'm about to put on the board right here. Let's give them a clap. Preston Hodge and DJ McKinney. These are cornerstones of our secondary, along with, obviously, Travis Hunter. But these guys right here, you got to take your hats off to them. Preston, I think in one of the games, he got beat. I think either it was the K-State game where he gave up a touchdown, but he really redeemed himself. These guys really know how to play that press corner position, and you got to give hats off to them. They didn't give, they didn't let Henderson get crazy. They maintained their position in the secondary, and the coach of Cincinnati said that their man-to-man defense was giving them a whole bunch of problems. And you've got to give these two young men at corner who play on the field every step of the way, every snap, at playing well. Make sure you give a thumbs up to these young men in the chat room. As I continue my analysis, I tell you all the time on this channel, we're going to give you a thorough breakdown, a thorough analysis, okay?
Tell the truth.
I'm going to get to more stats. I got a great stat. I got great stat line for you. Play by play. I had a chance to watch this game not once but twice to really analyze what was going on, because there was a lot at stake in this game at propelling CU to a bowl game, propelling them to a place that they haven't been before for quite some time. Now, let me play this for you. This is from Emmanuel Oucho. You see him on, Fox Sports. I want you to hear what he had to say. This will put the rest, all the haters, on and off YouTube. Everybody, I hope you enjoy what you are about to hear from this man. It cannot be, this is just the truth. Here we go.
You, stop what you're doing. Public service announcement. Deion Sanders can coach. And when I say Deion Sanders can coach, I mean that boy can coach well. You realize Colorado, they've now won 6 games. Colorado's only won 6 or more games in a season once since 2007. Over that period of time, Colorado Buffaloes have had 8 coaches. They've had 8 coaches, but none like Deion Sanders. You see, back in the day, when you say Colorado dominated all 3 phases, you're thinking Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Now when you say they dominate all 3 phases, I'm talking offense, I'm talking defense, I'm talking special teams. They can run the football now. They can always pass the football prolifically with Shedeur Sanders. They can catch. They can play defense with Travis Hunter, Heisman finalist type of talent. Deion Sanders has turned this Colorado football program all the way around. Say what you can about the flash. Say what you can about the sizzle. But now it's sizzle along with substance. Shout out to what Deion Sanders is doing with the Colorado program. Whether you love him or you hate him, you better respect him.
Did you hear what he said? Whether you love them, whether you hate them, you have to respect what they're doing. a lot of these naysayers who've been talking trash about the program, watch how they jump on board the wagon and act as if they always believed in Coach Prime and what was going to happen here and what have you. The team is making progress. This is also going to help him in recruitment, especially going into the high school recruitment. And I'm going to tell you right now, I suspect there'll be a bunch of guys, probably even more than this past year, who are going to be jumping in the transfer portal and trying to transfer to CU. I think what they're doing is dynamic. He's turned around this program from where they were in the dungeons, and you got to respect it. Yes, they're 6-2. They got a lot more football to play, but they're at least in a situation where they now can go to a bowl game. They can build off of that, and if they keep winning, they're going to go to a good bowl game, and we're going to see. And then not only that, they are in the hunt for the, let's just keep it real. They're in the hunt for the Big 12 Conference. Let's put this up here. This is 2024 Big 12 standings. So BYU is still the undefeated team. So they're the front runner right now with 8-0 record. They got an 8-0 record overall, but they're 5-0 in conference. Iowa State is 4-0 in conference. K-State is 4-1 in conference. We're 4-1. So between these four teams, these are the power brokers. But nobody would have told you, hey, next year CU is going to find themselves as one of the top four teams in the conference. Most of the haters, they would have never believed you. But this is where they are, and they're going to be playing, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they're going to be 5-1 in conference. They're going to be a 7-2 team when they end up facing, who are they going to face here? They're going to face Texas Tech. That's who they've got next. Texas Tech, and we witnessed Texas Tech take a loss to TCU this weekend. I had a chance to watch them. They're going to have to go to Texas Tech and do it, but they can play with them. Once again, Texas Tech is not playing against anybody. There's nobody on TCU. TCU does not have a receiving core like we do, and there's nobody like that they have faced Texas Tech so far. And they lost in a very tight game to TCU. Basically, keep that in mind. I want to go to this right here, this data right here. This is some data from the game. Very important data. Cincinnati had a total of 351 yards. CU had a total of 446 yards, so we dominated the ground game. Second, so we won the time slightly. We slightly won the time of possession game. And you know why? Because we're running the ball. You run the ball, you run it successfully, you keep the other team's quarterback and players on the sideline. That's the name of the game. Shador was fantastic. I mean, he was out of his he played fantastic last night. Here he is working out. Let's look at his numbers for the year. This is from last night. Shador threw the ball. Shador went 25 of 30 for 323 yards, 2 TDs. Okay. Cincinnati's quarterback, Sorsby, had 180 yards for 2 touchdowns. Rushing yards, 17 carries for 91 yards for Corey, their running back, Corey, last night, number 21. Our running back, Augustus, had 22 carries for 91 yards, 1 TD. Once again, they're giving the man more carries. Give our running backs more carries. I love it. Receiving yards, Travis Hunter, he showed up and showed out last night. 9 receptions for 153 yards, 2 TDs. To their receiver, who had 4 receptions for 54 yards, 1 TD, that's T. Johnson. Their receiver, not their great receiver, Henderson, that played well. It was T. Johnson who contributed, but ultimately Travis Hunter dominated last night's game with his play. His play was dynamic. His play was incredible. I talked about these numbers. His play was incredible, and we know that with Augustine, we got another guy who can run in between the trenches, can run inside, outside, can take a hit, can bounce off of people, can break tackles. He can drag people, as you saw him last night, dragging people. That's a good sign that we have a good running back room with him, Hayden, and Michael Welsh. I don't know if I know Michael Welsh, Coach Prime, talked about Michael Welsh having some hamstring issues, a hammy, and those hammies can actually really slow your progress down. So let's hope that either he's recovering from the hamstring or either he just didn't play because Coach Prime was going with the hot hand, and that hot hand was Isaiah last night, and what have you. We'll see. But they've got some running backs on this team that can make some things happen. We cannot go to sleep on this team. I want to thank everybody that's here, all 416 of you in the chat room, blessing this channel with your presence. Don't go nowhere because I got lots of goodies and clips for you to enjoy. Believe me, don't go nowhere. I want to say Coco Bear, thank you for being here. LC Xmas, thank you for being here. Buckingham, I see you. D3 in the house. Glean, Alonzo J, Blue Devil Glean is in the house. Ed Houston, one of my mods, one of my good mods, along with Blue Devil. Thank you for being over here, brother. Coming in. Dimbo coming in. Appreciate it, everybody. Ray Sanchez is in the house saying CU is ranked 23 now. That is great. If they're ranked, let's go. If they're ranked 23, that's exactly what we need. But check this out. I know shoulda, coulda, woulda. What if CU would have beat K-State and they were capable of beating them, an ranked 18th team, and they beat them, a ranked team, then on top of that beat this Cincinnati team that was a quality win because they both had the same records, both trying to move up in the conference. Do you know that they would be even higher than the rankings, and that hopefully if there's no funny business. And Coach Prime is right. Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur should definitely be someone that should be recognized as also a Heisman Trophy candidate. How can he not be a Heisman Trophy candidate? Some of the funny business that goes on within the system of college football. My God, everybody. Let's continue. I have some more things I want to show you tonight, as I have everything nicely organized. And once again, Shedeur is the real deal. You have the 1-2 punch combination between him and Travis Hunter that was very potent last night. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about right here. Check this out. And that was the catch that Travis Hunter got in the first quarter. It was a 3-yard TD in the corner. He got it in the backside of the end zone. He got one TD that was Travis Hunter in the first quarter, a 3-yard touchdown. Okay. And then in the first quarter, you had Shedeur, who took it upon himself to run in for a touchdown, which was a 4-yard touchdown in the first quarter. Back-to-back touch. They had 3 consecutive touchdowns, I believe, last night. The first one, they got one with Travis Hunter, a 3-yard touchdown catch that you saw right there on the screen not too long ago. You have Shedeur in the first quarter with a 4-yard TD. Let me let y'all see that again right here. This is Shedeur taking matters into his own hands. Fantastic. Fantastic. That was, I mean, just incredible. Now, another thing that I want to break down, the defense. The defense in the second, it was 31 seconds on the clock in the second quarter last night. It was a fourth down. It was a fourth down stop on Cincinnati and quarterback Sorsby. Last night, do you recall? I'm going to read this again to you. Sorsby, Cincinnati had the ball, looking like they were about to score a touchdown into the goal, get to the goal line. They were moving into CU's territory. It was 31 seconds on the clock in the second quarter. Fourth down, they went for it. They got stopped on that fourth down. Quarterback Sorsby and safety Craig made a big hit, as well as Hill Green in that combination. I want you all to hear what I'm saying. Do you remember, by putting sevens in the chat room, during the 31 seconds in the game, second quarter, Cincinnati went for it on a fourth down, and Sigmund Craig, who, man, this guy, I'm telling you, Craig is the real deal. Let's put him up here right now. He went crashing in to stop Sorsby. He was all over Sorsby all night, along with Hill Green. They made a hit on the quarterback, bringing him down when he was trying to do all that scramble stuff last night, and they were all over him. Hill Green, along with Sigmund Craig, have been godsent for this football team. I'm going to talk more about Sigmund Craig tonight because, to me, I'm making a bold statement right now. To me, Sigmund Craig is the heart of that secondary. I thought that Deion Sanders would be the lead man back there making those type of plays. No, it turns out that it's Sigmund Craig. Now, they're both playing hard, but we got to be honest about who is standing out. Everybody, am I right or wrong? Put sevens in the chat room. It is obvious. Thank you, everybody, for those sevens in the chat room. I see we got Shake over here, Shake Hand with Destiny in here. Natural, Lee, me in the house, and Candy Shark is a beat. Yeah, I like Shallow. I like what Shallow brings to the table. He's an intimidator. He gets out there. He tries to hit, although I feel he needs to wrap up more when he makes his tackles. But it is obvious to me that Sigmund Craig is the leader in that secondary, that he is the enforcer. He's the enforcer that I thought Shallow would be primarily on this team. But this man right here has turned into the enforcer. You guys saw that big hit that he put on last night, the cracking sound that you heard last night, that crack.
Tell the truth.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm being honest. They're both teammates playing very hard, but we have to recognize when there's a guy who stands out even more within the group, and Sigmund Craig is the man. It seems like every game he's getting better. Every game he's in the right place, making the right plays all the time. Do you agree or disagree with me, everybody, by putting sevens in the chat room? Let me know. Do you agree that this man is everywhere that he has to be? Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Getting his hands on the quarterback. My analysis is pure truth.
Tell the truth.
Not facts, not fiction. Shallow has had a few rough games, let's be honest. But the man who's coming alive every damn game, which tells me he knows his playbook, which tells me this guy is studying his craft, that tells me he's putting in the work. Okay, didn't Deion Sanders tell us that after having that one bad game that he really had to crack his study a little bit better? But Sigmund Craig, every week, this man seems to be ready to go. Do you all agree with me that Sigmund Craig is standing out? And he should be a defensive player of the week in the Big 12. You know how they give out those conference rewards. This man is a real deal. I'm singing his praises because he keeps making plays at the right time when we need him to make plays, and he keeps putting pressure. He put pressure on Sorsby all night. You see him right there with the three hands up. We've got to be damn honest about this, everybody. We can't sit up here and tell no damn lies about what we're seeing, what we witnessed last night. And then you've got Travis Hunter, who comes into the game, 9 receptions for 153 yards, 2 TDs, longest catch for 34 yards. As you saw him doing his thing last night. Here's the one that really blew me away, everybody. Check it out.
Sanders taking a shot, got a man! Room service, touchdown! Hunter!
You all saw that. Hunter cannot be denied. His talent is unbelievable. He, no doubt, if anybody thinks this man is not a ballot Heisman Trophy, he should be at the top of the list. You're just plain crazy. Here he is again, making plays. This is the play he made when he caught the ball that you just saw and turned himself around and went right into the end zone against Cincinnati. Here he is flipping in the air. I never knew that Travis Hunter was so gymnastic-like that he had the ability to flip himself in the air like this. This was amazing, everybody. Check this out. Check this out. Were you all surprised by that? This man was putting on a Heisman Trophy performance even last night, along with the combination of him and Shador. Excuse me. Him and Shador are the lethal combination out there. Cannot be denied. Shador, along with the combination of Travis Hunter, is dangerous. And, you know, every team is trying to figure out how they're going to stop him. And once again, they gave the coach of Cincinnati all sorts of nightmares as he kept talking about that receiving core, that receiving core. That man must have had nightmares about that receiving core doing what they did to him. And his nightmare came true. But it came good for us because now we're bowl eligible and they're doing big things. Let me let you hear what Coach Prime had to say about this whole situation as it relates to Travis Hunter, because now they're asking questions about, well, is he a Heisman Trophy? It's a foolish question. It is obvious. If the NCAA or whoever runs the Heisman votes or however they go about doing this, if they don't have this man at the top of the ladder, then you know that the fix is in. Check this out.
Travis is the best college football player in the country. We all know that. Why are we even deliberating over that? So what we doing? Like, when does that change? So what's the criteria? Somebody need to say what's the criteria of that prestigious award? Because we're looking at the best high school football player that hadn't been a Travis Hunter ever. And I'm sitting up there saying that.
What do you think about that, ladies and gentlemen? Do you agree with Coach Prime that Travis Hunter could be one of the greatest college football players ever? I mean, there's been a lot. That's a bold statement that he made. There's been a lot of great guys, but I don't think anybody has quite done what Travis Hunter has done in the time that he's been at CU coming from Jackson State. I don't think anybody has been playing both ways, both sides of the ball at a high level. Can you mention anybody that's playing at a high level like this? Ever since this young man left Jackson State to come to CU, there's been nobody that's done this. Not Champ Bailey, not Andre, not Woodson, none of them, none of the guys, not even Deion Sanders himself when he played at Florida State. And he's even saying it, he said it himself. Deion didn't even do this. I mean, Deion played a little bit, just a little bit both ways, not a lot really. But this young man coming all the way from Jackson State with Coach Prime. And remember, when this kid was recruited to go to Jackson State, you had people jumping out the window like Nick Saban making statements about maybe he's being paid by Coach Prime. Remember they said that? Oh, he must be paying this kid under the table. He must be doing something illegal. Nobody could believe it. But yet then he goes there to Jackson State, has a fine career there, jumps over to Colorado with Coach Prime, and he's tearing up the big time, what we call big time football. And remember, Sigmund Craig played at Jackson, came over from Jackson State with Coach Prime. And so these are guys that are proving to you that, hey, you got guys that play in historical black colleges who can play at high levels in the Power Five. They're proving it. You heard what Coach Prime had to say there. I want to bring up this point about Isaiah, the running back, who I was very impressed with that young man last night, what he was able to do, what he was capable of in his running the ball. And let's put another one up here. Isaiah. I want to show you something about him again. Now, Isaiah last night against, obviously, Cincinnati. This happened in the third quarter, everybody. In the third quarter, right after Travis Hunter got a touchdown in the second quarter with 10 seconds left on the clock, when he got a touchdown on a 2nd and 10, when Travis Hunter did that last night. And then they said within that 30 seconds in the second quarter of play last night, Travis Hunter had 5 plays for 57 yards within 30 seconds last night in the second quarter, just before they went inside for halftime, when he got that touchdown in the second quarter with 10 seconds on the clock. And then after that took place and they came out in the third quarter, then you had Isaiah Augustive, who ran for 7 yards, a 7-yard TD, because they were getting close to the goal line, had 1 TD in the third quarter at the goal line when it was 5 minutes and 41 seconds on the clock. At that time, remember, Shador had appeared hurt. I got my breakdown for this. Remember, Shador was limping a little bit last night. All that occurred during the time that they were taking over this game. So Shador was limping a little bit. There was concern about him. Shador appeared to be hurt, limping. His ankle, there was talk about his ankle. He walked off the field after that. I think after he scored a touchdown in celebration. And that took place. Remember, Craig, I'm breaking this down. Seaman Craig. Remember what this young man did last night? Number 7, he sacked the quarterback in the third quarter with 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in the third quarter for a sack. He was all over the place. I'm going to say again, all over the place last night. All over the place. Making plays. Not being denied any damn thing. Playing out of his mind. Putting pressure all over this quarterback. I'm going to emphasize that because this man, to me, should be the MVP of the game along with Travis Hunter on offense and defense. What do you all think about that? 3D says, I find so much joy watching Travis on both sides of the ball. Real talk. I do too. Anyway says, and he had surgery on his shoulder before the season started. Right. So he's already had some problems with the shoulder. Now, let's get over to Preston. This young man right here. This young man came alive. He was all over the place last night making plays. Remember, they took an interception away from him. They called it a pass interference. I didn't agree with it because there was a play where they could have easily called a pass interference on the defensive back of Cincinnati when I think he was guarding Will Shepherd, and he was all over Will Shepherd. Should have been a pass interference, one of those plays. Preston Hodge playing out of his mind last night, playing so well. He plays great in the nickel. And when he's in nickel, when they're playing in a nickel defense, y'all, Preston Hodge has been at his best, particularly when they're playing in the nickel defense. In the fourth quarter, with 9 minutes and 59 seconds, he stopped a touchdown in the end zone all over. He was all over the place. Remember in the game when it was 9 minutes and 59 seconds in the fourth quarter, Sorsby was trying to throw the ball for a touchdown in the corner side of the end zone to try to get back in the game. And it was Preston who had the coverage in the coffin corner, I believe it was the coffin corner, and was able to get up, knock the ball away from the receiver to stop them on that play. That was the fourth quarter, 9 minutes and 59 seconds. He stopped a touchdown in the end zone at that time. He was all over the place. Sigmund Craig made a big hit last night when he cracked he hit the quarterback Sorsby threw to one of his receivers, and the receiver was trying to gather himself, and here comes Sigmund Craig, number 7, who gives him a hard hit. You can hear the cracking of the helmet last night. That was on 3rd and 8 with 9 minutes and 59 seconds right after the play. That was right after the play that was stopped. After Preston Hodge got all over them, got all over the receivers and stopped them, knocked the ball out, great press coverage, giving them all kind of problems, which in fact the head coach of the team said that it was giving them all sorts of problems, that the man-to-man was difficult for them to deal with. Do you remember what he said here?
You know, obviously give credit to them. They have some really good football players. When you think about the wide receivers that they have, you know,
They go that wide receiver stuff.
And then defensively, you know, I think they do a good job with their man coverage. You know, we had problems, I thought, early in the game with the man coverage, trying to get loose. There's very tight coverage. It's hard to get
Very tight coverage. He said they had problems getting loose, very tight coverage, and Preston Hodge, along with DJ McKinney, Travis Hunter, a host of guys that were out there, whether it be a Colton Hood who played last night. He didn't make any, we didn't hear his name called a lot. He got like 2 tackles last night. But their secondary, along with Craig, to me, he's the leader of that secondary. It's not Deion Sanders. Both of them great players, but I think Craig is just a little bit more at this level right now. He just keeps getting better. He keeps seeing the field. You could tell he feels comfortable. He knows what he wants to do. He sees the field well. He sees the plays as they're developing. And he gets in there and he puts a pop. And another thing I like about Sigmund Craig is that he doesn't just bump tackle you, but when he tackles you, he also wraps you up. That's why one reason why he's doing so well. He's actually wrapping people up as he's putting the hit on them. This game was amazing last night to see. It was like a coming of age for CU in the way they played. Okay, Sigmund Craig had 8 tackles, 6 solo, 1 sack, as I said before. Shiloh had 6 tackles last night, 5 solos. Kudos to that brother. All right, Nakai Hill Green, who I've been talking about. The man just kept showing up last night. I want to put him back up here again. Give me a moment. Let's put this man back up here, Nakai Green. Here we go. Right here. Here's a award-winning smile by this brother right here. Check him out right there. But he had 6 tackles, 3 solo tackles. 6 tackles, 3 solo tackles. My man Levante Bentley, who's been kind of quiet lately. You know, he came on really strong in the beginning of the season, but nevertheless, he got 5 tackles, 4 solo. Okay. DJ McKinney, who is a part of that vaunted secondary, that great corners that they've got. These guys are getting better. That's why I'm calling them great, because they're getting better. There go DJ McKinney right there. He had a great game last night. He made some plays right here, putting pressure on Henderson, their quarterback, their receiver. There he is trying to make a tackle on him. Here he is doing the spring game. Here he is in the game celebrating last night. Here he is in practice working on his craft. This young man showed up and showed out. He had 4 tackles, 3 solo. He made his presence known last night, right? Adrian Walker, number 53, had 3 tackles, made his presence known as much as he could last night. There's a picture of him right there to your right next to Coach Robert Livingston, who in my mind is doing a great job as the defensive coordinator of this team. Do you think that Robert Livingston's doing a great job as the defensive coordinator of this team? Put 7s in the chat room. This is like light years from what we witnessed a year ago. We've got to be honest about that, everybody. This team is playing on a whole nother level defensively, offensively. The coaching is really coming alive on this team. Okalula, let me see Okalula. What did Okalula do? Samuel Okalula at number 93. He had 3 tackles last night, 2 solos. Okay. Preston, who I brought up before, Preston Hodge, who I'll get back to. This young man was making plays last night all over the place. Let's go and find Preston Hodge right here. You see Preston with the ball in his hand with Sigmund Craig. Preston Hodge had 3 tackles, 1 solo. Shadozi last night had 2 tackles, 2 solo tackles. He was, for the most part, quiet, but, you know, he was in the game, did what he had to do. I think it was all fantastic. What do you all think about that so far as I'm laying out some of the stats, some of the things that happened last night that made this game very effective? When it comes to kicking, the kicking game was on point. This man right here, Mata, played his ass off as the kicker last night, putting up these kind of stats right here. Mata had a 47-yard field goal kick. Let's give him a clap for that. 47-yard. He went 4 for 4 with points. Overall, he scored 10 points with his feet last night, but 47-yard field goal kick was what we need. He said that he usually likes to kick the short ones in the beginning to get ready for a big one. Now, one of the criticisms on Mata is that a lot of his kicks are very low, shallow, very low. He's going to have to work on that, because when you play against the better teams that got guys that can get their hands in there and disrupt everything, he's got to fix that. But let's hear what he had to say on his behalf of what happened last night.
Hey, Alejandro, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. You guys, as an offense, were able to score on your first 4 possessions tonight. Obviously, you had 3 PATs and a field goal. How much did that kind of get you in rhythm tonight? And how much do you feel like, as in general, you guys offensively have been kind of getting off the hot starts, and how much of that been helping you guys?
It just makes my job easier, honestly. As a kicker, I obviously prefer PATs over field goals. But me personally, I like to start off with either like a short field goal or like a PAT, just to get me going. I don't like to start with like a long field goal, but if it has to happen, it'll happen. But yeah, it definitely helps.
All right, let me go into the chat room. Coach Barry has given me a $10 super chat tonight. I appreciate that, my brother. Thank you for coming over and blessing our channel, blessing us with your presence. Everybody in the chat room, I hope you are doing well. Hope you have enjoyed your weekend and really enjoyed this game. Coach Barry said this: "Hello, my friend. I beat up the Hard Rock Casino bookkeepers again. They owe you money. I bet on CU to beat Cincinnati by 7 and won what? 15,659 big ones. Woo! Woo! Show me the money. Wow. Jeff Bay says young men are, let me see, engaging and playing together, stock improvement in every phase of the game. Yeah, they're making improvement, Brother Bay. D3 says, Coach Barry, always love hearing your winnings. Yeah, always, I like to hear that. Sister Beverly is in the house. Thank you for being here. And Ed said this, that Mata is automatic. Yeah, he's automatic. But Ed, do you think that he'll have to make some adjustments to get those balls a little bit higher up? Because, you know, it scares you when those balls are kicked and they're low because you don't know if it's going to get over the, you know, over the post. Alicia's in the house. Pretty Minnie's in the house. Angel Eye is in the house. Thank you for being here. Isaiah is in the house. Let me see. We got TWB in the house, and that three kept them at bay mentally. Those three kept them at bay mentally. It just was a good game the way they played last night. Let me see who we got here. We got Fitness 365. No, sir. You have to look at the games they lost. K-State games was bad coaching. Right. I would say this to you, Fitness 365. If you want to say it's bad coaching, let's say this. I said it already. They got away from the running game. They stopped running the ball, and that's why they did not stay in that game to win the game like they should have. If you notice, once again, statistically, when CU, and the coaches know this, when CU runs the ball and has that type of balance, they're winning these games. The games that they have lost are games where they couldn't run the game. They couldn't run the ball. The Nebraska game, they got beat bad in Nebraska. That was a wake-up call game, but guess what? They couldn't run the ball against Nebraska. They couldn't get anything going because Nebraska had two big-ass defensive tackles in the middle that were causing disruptions to their defensive, their running game, and it was causing problems for their offensive line. And that's a beast of a team in Nebraska. So let's just keep that in mind. Thank you, though, for your comments. Okay, appreciate that. Who do we have here? We got my man, Brother Adula, saying Livingston will be a high-paid head coach. Yeah, you know, I'm glad that you said that, Adula, because you best to believe that there's some other schools that are looking at Robert Livingston. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of these programs call Coach Prime in interest to hiring him as a head coach. There's no guarantee that Robert Livingston's going to be back at CU next year. I want him to be, but there's no guarantee if other teams come along and say, you know what, we want to put this man as a head coach, because you know he's got head coaching aspirations. No doubt about it. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't want to see him go, but I wouldn't be surprised. What's going on, Miss Sister O, saying good evening to all. Bow bound. Let's see what Brother Drake, Coach Dre, is saying here. Livingston is the best defensive coordinator in the land, makes great adjustments, and has these young men playing physical and fast. Yeah, they're playing very physical and fast. You saw that when Craig made that big hit on that receiver last night. I mean, it was crackle, pop, and snapple, right? He's got them playing well, and that's the problem. That's the other side of it. When you're a good defensive coordinator, other college teams are looking at that and they're saying, shit, let's get him over here as a head coach. And check this out, everybody. I got to say this. Don't think that other schools like Florida State, USC, and many others, don't think that they're not looking at what Coach Prime is doing in CU and figuring out if they can snag him away. I don't want to get into conspiracy theories here, but all these things are possible when you have success, and they're having success so far. When you have success, there's a lot that can come about. Ed Houston says, like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, everybody, make sure you share this video in all of your social media, your X, your Facebook, Twitter, whatever you use. If you are a member of a fan group, like a Deion Sanders fan group or some type of group that follows CU, drop the video in that fan page. If that fan page is on, on Facebook or something, or drop it in there, share this video and everything like that. I really appreciate you all. I'll give you guys a clap. Beverly is saying this right here. Let me see. All eyes are on CU now. You're right, sister. Give you a clap. Tell them the truth. My guy, Coach Dre, I hope you enjoyed your birthday. Oh, wow. Coach Dre, it was your birthday, brother? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Coach Dre. Happy birthday, Coach Dre. Happy birthday to your brother. Happy birthday to you. Everybody wish him a happy birthday.
Tell the truth.
Okay, here we go with Adula. He says this, Florida Gators possibly coaching Destiny. Woo, for living. Man, you on fire with that prediction. I forgot that's another team that's having some problems that could be looking at a guy like, and the reason why they would be looking at him too, because Robert Livingston has NFL experience and he's young, he's fresh, and that's what they'd be looking for, guys that are young and have innovative ideas. Peggy Roster's coming in saying happy birthday to him. Let me see. D3 says, I'm waiting on Augusta to break a big one with his breakaway speed. That's right. I'm waiting on that too. Thank you for saying that. Let's continue with the presentation, folks. I'll be back in the chat room to read your statement or pull your statements up on the board as I've been doing. But let me get back to more of the presentation that I have. I don't want to miss anything. I almost feel like I missed something that I want to show you. Oh, this is what I want to show you next. So now, Jimmy Horn, I've been saying this about Jimmy Horn since day one when Jimmy Horn had that damn near 198 yard game in the first game of the season. If Jimmy Horn can just play more consistent, make plays, don't disappear in games, it'll make things a lot easier. I do feel bad for Jimmy Horn, who should have had a touchdown when he threw up the deuces sign or what have you, and they penalized him, I guess, because they said he was taunting his opponent as he looks like he was going to get ready to run in the end zone. I would say to Jimmy Horn, brother, worry about getting the touchdown first, and then you could have threw up your little fingers. At least even if they would have penalized you, the damn you would have got 6 points, and at least you would have made a score. So Jimmy Horn, I know in the excitement of the game, you're pumped up, but my thing is we got to play better. We got to play in general smarter football than that. Don't give your opponent any chance to have an advantage over you by giving up points when you damn should have had that touchdown, my dear brother. So Jimmy Horn Jr., let's break it down. You did have a great game. You did show up yesterday, made a lot of good plays, a lot of punt return stuff that he was doing. But let's look at how he impacted the game, ladies and gentlemen. So Jimmy Horn did come alive yesterday. He had 5 receptions for 78 yards with an average of 15.6. His longest reception for a run was 47 yards. So he did a very good job yesterday coming alive. They need him to come alive. They need him to make more plays, to be an impact, to take a lot of pressure off of Travis Hunter and as well as Shador by playing well, because it opens up opportunities for everybody else. Do you all agree with what I'm saying right there? He's got to stay consistent in playing, play within himself, play within the system that Coach Prime and Pat Shermer have put together. If he does that, he's going to have success. And I believe in Jimmy Horn. I just think that Jimmy Horn needs to continue to have these type of games to gain more and more confidence. What do you all think about this? Now, another young man who I think is fantastic is this young man right here, Wester. I'm very impressed with Wester. He has brought a dynamic to the football team that we did not have a year ago. He's fast, he's quick, he makes plays, he's fearless. He's not scared of anybody. He gets out there and makes the plays. He does the little things that count. This man had 5 receptions for 56 yards. 11.2 average. He had his longest run was for 28 yards. He did not, unfortunately, have a touchdown last night, but he did make his presence known. You see him right here putting the stiff on up against a Cincinnati player. The guy plays fearless. The guy plays with confidence. I like what he's about. Now, Coach Prime said in a press conference that this young man, when he first came over through transfer portal to play for Coach Prime and CU, he said he wanted the number 1. That's the number that he wanted badly. Coach Prime has already told us that anybody that wears number 1, they have to earn it through playing, practicing, working hard, and showing that they deserve to be number 1. Well, let's hear what Coach Prime had to say about this himself right here, y'all. Check it out.
Came here, number 1 ain't something you acquire. It's something, it's given to you. It's not a number that you choose for yourself. I'm old school. So we presented that he earned it. He earned it. So I gave it to him tonight afterwards going into the bye week.
All right. So he earned it. So he will not be wearing number 10 the next time we see him when I guess they play against Texas Tech. LeJontay Wester will be wearing number 1 because he's earned the right to be able to have that number based on the way he's been playing and carrying himself. And so let's give him a big clap again. And I like the brother's attitude that he brings to the team again. This is fantastic. He did a great job in the matchup against Cincinnati the other night. Once again, Draylon Miller is the future. I did a video about that. I think him and Amarion Miller will be very dynamic, especially next year. But he's playing very well this year right now. Young man, I believe he's fresh out of high school. This young man, he's big. They want to play him like Debo Samuels of San Francisco. They're going to play him in the running back slot. They're going to play him as a running back. They're going to line him up in slots. They're going to line him up they're going to line him up as a receiver. When they get close to the goal line, they're going to put him in the backfield, give him the ball because he's got a big body, big frame, and he's going to make great things happen. That's Draylon Miller. I like what he brings to the table. I hope you like what he can bring to the table, and I'm looking forward to how far this young man is going to take his career with this program. I think this is fantastic. Coach Prime is just doing some great things here. So let's go into the reaction studio, y'all, and let's let you hear some more things from Coach Prime and the players right here, everybody. Let's go right into the reaction studio, and let's start with the first video right here, right now, y'all. Check it out. Coach Prime.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. I'm doing well, thank you. Just wanted to get your take on the end of the first half, how important that was. You guys get the stop, and then you get the touchdown with 31 seconds left to take that 10-point lead going halftime. How nice was that to see your guys execute in that moment?
It was, and you're thinking about those type of things. You're thinking about the usage of your timeouts. You're thinking about scoring and knowing we're getting the ball back in the second half, and, you double down on it. You get points, and you come back and you come out the first half and you.
Sorry about that, everybody. You can hear my daughter in the background playing in her room. But let me continue.
You score in the second half and you score 2. That's tremendous. We're excited with some of the things that we're doing. We really are. But some of the things we're still working, and we're still a work in progress. And we're happy about some things. We're happy about some of the players and what they're doing. I got to see the film to see what everyone truly did and clean up some of the mistakes we made, tremendous mistakes we made.
I want to stop here and say that Coach Prime did a post speech to the team in the locker room. He's proud of them making a bowl, but he didn't particularly like, as you hear him saying here, he's got to see what the problems were that they were having. He didn't particularly like the way they ended the game because he thought that they should have never allowed Cincinnati to have an opportunity to try to bring himself back into the game. Let's hear more from Coach Prime.
Because we shouldn't have let that game get that close, but
right,
we got the dub. That's what counts.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell with the Boulder Daily
Yes, sir.
Camera. I have two questions for you. First off, how good was it to see Travis be Travis again after a couple off weeks? Well, injured weeks.
Well, we never doubt Travis whatsoever. So him being himself is just what we expect. That's the only thing we expect. We don't expect to see anything else.
And the second question is just him, but also the entire secondary. The way you guys shut down their passing game, and their receiver, Xavier Henderson's really good, but I think he had one catch tonight. Can you talk about the secondary?
Yeah, but we got some good DBs too.
Right. We've got some good DBs. Their receiver, Henderson, only got one catch, which is a testament to our secondary, our DBs. And I'm going to say it again. It starts with these two young guys right here. Preston Hodge, DJ McKinney are playing lights out football in that game last night. They got to continue this progress coming through to these next few games that are coming up.
I mean, that's not taking nothing away from them, but I think we have 3 to 4 corners that can start anywhere. So I'm really satisfied with that, and we're improving each week. But the front end complements the back end and vice versa. I think we're striving. We're making strides to be where we want to be and to do some of the things that we want to do.
Hey, Coach. Jack Harlow with Buffalo's Wire. Your thoughts on Shador? Had a more Shador-like night. I think 25 for 30, 300 plus yards.
What was he last week? Yeah, it was pretty good, huh? Couple picks. That's not who he is. So, but tonight was one of those nights, and I mean, shoot, that's what we expect. He's so darn good that we don't give him the credit that he deserves for some of the things that he does.
Coach, he started 15 of 15 school record.
Wow. See, you don't even know that.
15 to 15. He made a school record, y'all. Let me play this back. He made a Shador last night made a school record. I'm going to put this up right here. Let me put this back up right here. Shador went 25 of 30 last night, 323 yards, as I had mentioned early in this podcast, for 2 TDs. But they're saying that what he did last night in the beginning of the game, he just created a school record.
Not who he is. So, but tonight was one of those nights, and I mean, shoot, that's what we expect. He's so darn good that we don't give him the credit that he deserves for some of the things that he does.
Coach, he started 15 of 15 school record.
Wow.
He started 15 of 15, which is now a school record. Shador Sanders has just broken a school record as a quarterback, going 15 of 15. Let's continue.
See, you don't even know that stuff because you're into the game and you're coaching. You don't even think about that kind of stuff. I remember, I think he did that one time in Jackson, that he was phenomenal like that. But wow.
Right, I get what you're saying, GB Camp. His arm is fractured. Shallow wears a big cast right now. Feels that that's the reason he doesn't rap now. I hear you. So therefore, this is what I got to say to that. I'm going to say this. This is not a negative. This is just about you got to play the hot hand. You got to play the guy. Hell, they're bowl bound. I'm very happy about them being bowl bound, everybody. But this is what I want to show you. This is what's important. If you got a guy that can't play to a certain level, I'm sorry. Stoudemire was playing very good football along with Craig, who to me is the leader of that secondary now. Not Shallow, but they're both good players. Shallow is suffering with an injury. I get it. But remember, prior to Shallow being out with that injury, Stoudemire, who you see to the right, number 23, was playing good damn football. We saw how Shallow was rusty in that game. And in hindsight, I know Coach Prime is probably saying he should have stuck with Stoudemire. He said he was going to make packages for Stoudemire. I just feel that you go at the hot hand. You go at the guy that's playing hot. You don't know what you're going to get when a guy has been not playing and he's been inactive. He's going to obviously come in and play. He's going to obviously come in and play not as well. But to me personally, I can't afford to have a guy out there who can't wrap up because you, especially when they play against the bigger and better teams. So my thing is I hope Shallow is able to heal up to the point where he can play at the level that he should be playing at. So we hope that his injury, he's wearing that whatever brace, whatever he's wearing. I get what you're saying, but if that's the case, you need to put Stoudemire in the mix a little bit more to reassure that defense at times when Shallow's not able to make certain plays. I'm just saying, if he can't make certain, for example, if it's a 3rd and goal and Shallow, obviously, if you're saying he can't completely wrap up because of that injury, then if you got a 3rd and goal or 4th down and whatever, and the team is going for it and you're at the goal line, you got to make a big stop. That's when you substitute in a package someone like Stoudemire who's healthy, and you put him in those situations. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm talking football here. Do you get what I'm saying? Put Shallow in situations to be successful. Put Stoudemire, Carter Stoudemire in situations to be successful. If what I'm saying makes sense, put 7 in the chat room. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Let me continue with this.
They don't even mention him for the Heisman. He's not even mentioned. Oh, my bad. He's my son. That's why.
Hi, Coach. Adam Munster Tiger, 24/7 Sports.
Yes, sir.
Alejandro tied a career long with a 47-yarder.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit about kind of that clutch kick of his?
Well, the whole time we were sitting up there saying we got it. You know, they put the flags up and they let me know what we got to get to for model time. And we had it. You know, we was trying to steal a touchdown at the end because we knew they were going to be in cover 1, and they end up dropping outside backer into one of the slant lanes that we wanted to hit a quick slant and try to house that thing. But we got what we.
All right, they got Coach Prime basically saying they got what they wanted. Once again, Mata made a 47-yard field goal kick. Fantastic. It was a little low, but he made it through, and that carried the team through to winning this game in general overall. Really appreciate everybody that's still sticking with me tonight as we get close to the conclusion of this podcast. We've got Pretty Minnie in the house saying Cameron Slim and Craig is the real deal. Sister, he is the real deal. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Okay. Doolittle said Cam is balling defense MVP. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should be the MVP of the Big 12 this week. He should really be getting more recognition than I think than he's getting, in my opinion. I think the man is basically playing well. Let's hear from Deion Sanders on the team and the way they've been playing, shall we, right now? Let's go ahead and hear from the brother right now.
The offense for you guys to come out hot like you have and kind of build leads early in these games.
Really, it gives confidence to the defense to help them play relentless, to help them play and just fly around and not anybody ever play nervous. So the mindset and the message was before we got out here, it was like, let's get it done early. Let's do it. Let's not wait till halftime. Let's not have a drop off at any time. Let's stay focused. Let's do it and carry on the whole entire game.
Hey, Shador. Taylor Sadusky, Sports Illustrated. When you go into a bye week, what is your game plan as a quarterback, just trying to reach?
Get healthy. Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest game plan right now. Yeah. The bye week couldn't have came in a better week for me, honestly. A little banged up right now. And then I'm just real happy overall.
Right, he is banged up. I was very concerned last night when Shador was walking and he seemed to be limping last night. I was very concerned about that. Hopefully he can heal up and be ready. I get a little concerned when he's hitting the ground. And I said this before, you're going to have these other teams that are going to take dirty shots at Shador, at Travis, because there's a little jealousy element to this situation. Let's go ahead and hear some more.
With the team and how I was saying the receivers and how they all assisted me and the O-line assist me and coach this week. I recently had the flu. I was only able to practice, like one day, So it was tough out there getting the chemistry back with everybody because you lose weight, you lose strength, you lose a lot of things dealing with that. So I'm just thankful that that the team we all was one and we all leaned on each other for help.
Lincoln Roach, CU Independent. You rushed the ball 40 times tonight, right? More than you threw. How do you think your teammate Isaiah Gustav did tonight with how much he was able to push the ball forward?
Oh, we got to win. Yeah, so that's the main thing. It's really when you play an odd team, odd as in like the front and stuff.
So when they say odd team, Basically, what Shedeur is saying is that Cincinnati plays an odd front where they play 3 down linemen. They play a lot of coverage, coverage, 3 cloud coverage, a lot of zone, mixing it up, dropping linebackers into coverage zone, because what's going to happen here is Shedeur is going to tell you that they took what the defense gave them. So they saw that they were doing everything to put more people in coverage to negate the receiving game that CU has. So they said, hey, we took advantage of it by running the ball because they only have 3 guys down linemen. So we took advantage of running the ball, running it down their throat, forcing them to have to get out of what they were running and to drop people down to deal with the running game, which once again, if you can run the ball, it sets up the pass. You run the ball, set up the pass, control the clock, you do damage to a team. And so they were playing a lot of this elaborate 3 cloud defense, dropping people back in coverage and all this sort of stuff, trying to, because as I said, the coach for Cincinnati, that's all he kept talking about. Them receivers. Oh, they got them receivers. And Shedeur and Travis, them guys, woo, their defense is playing better.
Tell the truth.
Let's hear how Shedeur breaks it down.
You have to run the ball. It's one of those things. I read they're the 3rd most drop 8 team in the country. So it's like, what do you expect?
So they were dropping 8 into coverage, as Shedeur says.
You have no choice but to run the ball because throwing situations is too iffy. They do a great job in disguising their coverages, whether in cover 3 cloud and ordering.
So it's cover 3 cloud and
cover 3 ordering man. So cover 4 hole. So it's a lot of things that they did.
So we got cover 4, cover 3, cover 2, disguising the zones, going into man, some of the things that Cincinnati does. And as he said, they drop 8 out of the box into trying to stop the receiving game, dropping guys into the coverage.
Pretty good. So we had to kind of like force their hand by pounding the rock, and that's what worked. Going to each game, we just go with what works. If running the ball a lot of times works, then we're just going to do that.
This man right here is what made up that running game and made it effective. Isaiah Augustus. Here we go. Showing you what he's made of. Right there, you see him on the screen. A man who transferred over from Arkansas. This was fantastic.
Shedeur, it felt like everything was really crisp for you guys on offense. You, the running game, the offensive line, the receivers. Did you feel like everything kind of came together for you guys as a unit tonight?
Well, no, it's definitely some throws we missed. There's some throws overall, some reads.
So once again, Shedeur is saying that there's some throws that he would have liked to have had back, that they would have liked to been more effective at. And he says, hey, you just go back into the laboratory, you improve on what you did wrong. He says that even though they won this game, there's still a lot out there on the field that he feels that they could have done a better job and improve in either making throws, the catches, formations, whatever it is that they're running, Pat Shurmur is running. There's always things that you can be doing better, whether it be making better blocks, Shedeur making a better read, receivers running better routes. All these things are a development and process to get better. That's what it's all about. And this is the thing. This CU team is getting better defensively and offensively. And that's scary for any of the opponents that they're going to face going forward in the Big 12 Conference. Do you agree with my assessment so far, or do you disagree? But Sevens, if you agree, because we're witnessing something here very special with the player personnel that they have right now. Their receiving core is the strength of this team, but now that they're running the ball, it's going to make them more dangerous than they were when they were just one-dimensional. Last year, I'm going to say this, last year CU could not win games consistently because, one, they did have a drop-off in their personnel skill sets of some of their personnels. But not only that, they could never run the ball. They were too one-dimensional as a football team, and everybody in the country knew exactly what they were doing because they were just going to throw the ball. This year, you can't look at CU. It's just a one-dimensional team. They can do more. Let's listen to the offensive line. I said before in the beginning of this podcast that the offensive line defensive line, but mainly the offensive line is a heartbeat of a football team. And Jordan Seaton is playing very well. Now, when I said Justin, it's because I'm talking about Justin Mayers, who you're about to hear from right now. Let's hear what he has to say. The brother made some pretty good statements. Check him out.
To play right, left, center. A lot of stuff is happening. So just adapting and being coachable.
Hey guys, Leo Rivera with Scobo Sports. You guys were facing only 3 down linemen. How was that light box able to give you guys good looks in the run game?
Honestly, man, we practiced it all week, man. We didn't really have we showed resilience all week and got to work and then did what we had to do. I mean, we've especially been experienced players on the team, so we already kind of knew what to look for and everything. So, I mean, we just had to get out there and execute. So everything fell into place. Listen to the coaches, did what we had to do, and then went out there and executed. So, yeah.
Rylan Scholes from Ralphie Report. Second straight week that you guys have allowed only 1 sack. How much do you think the offensive line as a whole has grown this season?
I think it's just the continuity. I mean, the longer the season goes, the closer you get. I feel like especially bringing all new guys together from January, which we talked about, I remember like a couple months ago, is just the strength of the bond just gets tighter and tighter and just keeping Shedeur up and making a statement. I mean, our job is to have no sacks every game. I think we had 1, like you said, so that's kind of hit to the chin. But we're making progress, so the goal is to limit the number to 0.
Once again, they feel that they're making a lot of progress with their offensive line. They feel that they only gave up 1 sack to Shedeur in this game. Shedeur only was sacked 1 time. That's a credit to the offensive line because he pretty much had all day to do whatever he wanted back there in that backfield last night. You all witnessed it. It was a beauty to see, a beauty to witness because the offensive line did what they did to protect him, give him time. And if you notice, the offensive line is getting better. They've got more confidence, more everything, more grit. And this is a hell of a better offensive line than the one that we witnessed just a year ago. And this is what it's all about. You want to improve. You want to get better. And their goal is they say they want to have a game where they give up no sacks to him. And, hey, let's see what's going to happen. I think it can happen this year for them. If they keep playing the way they playing so far, and they keep the poise, they keep working on their techniques, they listen to their coaches like Coach Phil, sky's the limit for what they can do. This was a great game that we witnessed against Cincinnati Bearcats and Colorado Buffs. This was a great game, obviously because they won. But it was a great matchup. It was a great game against a team that actually is looked at as a good team in the Big 12 that plays with balance. Coach Prime said they're a very balanced team. But we were able to show the world that CU is nothing to play with either. CU is getting better. How do you all feel about this? Do you see CU? Do you think CU is getting better? Do you feel confident in where CU is right now, where they're going, where they're projected to be? Let it be known in the chat room. Leave comments on this video when you have opportunity to do so. Let me go down and present something else to you that I would like to present to you as well in this presentation. And let me put this up right here. So let me read this to you. I did some research. You can Google this. It says right here, Buffaloes are 6-2, 4-1 in the Big 12. They are eligible for a bowl game over a full season for the first time since 2016. They also went to a bowl game in 2020 during the COVID-shortened year. It's been quite a turnaround for Colorado in 2 years under Coach Prime. Okay. Let's go here and let you hear what Coach Prime said in the post game. He's been talking about Peggy. Peggy's an older lady. She's a senior citizen she's the oldest ticket holder. She's been a season ticket holder for Colorado games going all the way back to the 60s, I think, 60s, 50s or something like that nature. So she's a faithful fan. Apparently, Coach Prime said that she's gotten she caught that virus. She's a little bit under the weather. But they called her. They were happy to be able to tell her that, hey, we're going to a bowl. We're bowl eligible now. But I also like what he said to the players about how, yeah, you won this game. I'm happy that you won the game. But we should not end games like this where we let a team come back in the game or close to getting back in the game when we should be in control of that game throughout. Let's hear Coach Prime say this right now, everybody. Check this out right now.
To let her know she's going to a bowl game.
Now, let me stop that right there and play that from the beginning. That was not from the beginning. And now we're from the beginning. Now we're going to play it.
Great job. I'm not happy with the way we ended. I'm not happy with the way we landed. I'm not happy with the way we finished because we better than that. Proud of the victory, but we better than that, aren't we? Yes, sir. All right, now for our best fan ever. She's suffering from COVID right now, so she couldn't make it, which just tears her apart. But we're gonna put a call into her to let her know she's going to a bowl game. I got somebody for you, Peggy. Peggy, everybody in the locker room can hear you and everybody around the country can hear you. What we've done. Peggy, first and foremost, we love you, we appreciate you, and we want to thank you, and we want to congratulate you for being able to go to a bowl game this year. So Peggy, we love you, Peggy, on 3. 1, 2, 3. We love you, Peggy!
Fantastic, fantastic. So we're going to see where they're going to go. But before we end this tonight, let's do a little analysis. So as I said before, CU is the 4th team in the standings right now of the Big 12. So they're with the big dogs right now. Nobody would have told you that nobody predicted this. All the haters, where are the haters now? You notice they don't come to the channels when a team is winning, when things are going well. None of the haters have anything to say, right? Let's go into the bigger schedule here. So right here, we want to see everybody, the way you should be looking at this is just my opinion. The way you should be looking at this football season so far is that you want, obviously, it's obvious, we want every week when there's a college game, you should be checking in on these other teams like BYU, Iowa State, Kansas State, TCU. We want these other teams to lose games, right? Now, CU is going to be playing against Texas Tech. Texas Tech is 3-2, 5-3 overall, but 3-2 in the conference. They're 4-1 at home, so they've got a better home record. Okay, their away record is 1-2. They've got 2 losses over the last. They're on a 2-loss streak over the last couple of weeks. So they've been losing, so they're down. They've been losing. They're at home, so they're going to be coming out to try to see if they can upset Colorado, right? But we want to look at these other teams. I want to see Iowa State lose a game. I definitely want to see Kansas State lose another game. I'm hoping that BYU would lose. We want these other teams in the conference to lose games as CU wins games, or to even it out if they actually lose another game, because that's only going to help CU to be in the run for the Big 12 championship conference. Now, can they make the Big 12 national championship tournament? To be in that, you got to be a ranked team. Looks like that's a ranked team type thing. We need to be ranked. If CU continues winning games, beat Texas Tech, keep beating these other teams on their schedule, CU puts themselves in a position to play not only for a Big 12 championship, but they put themselves in position to be ranked, hopefully. So we want other teams to lose, everybody. That's the obvious thing, right? Obviously, right? So CU is 4-1 in conference, 6-2 overall, 3-1 at home, 3-1 on the road. So they can win on the road. They got a 2-week winning streak. We need to keep this thing going. What do you all think? What do you all think? Another thing, too, I will be doing a separate video. It might be a vertical style video that I'll drop hopefully Monday or Tuesday. I'll drop a video to address the fact that we've got some new guys that want to come over and join CU. We got some high school kids, young men who have made a commitment. Of course, you know it's a commitment. They still got to sign a letter of intent. But we got Adrian Wilson. Let's put him up here right now. who has committed. He's a 4-star wide receiver who actually committed to some other schools. I'm going to talk about that in a separate video. We also have a defensive lineman. You guys all know this. I think Dave Talk Buff did a video about this. All the content creators are doing a great job out there, everybody. There's a defensive lineman, Christian Hughes, who has committed, and I'm going to Hudson. Christian Hudson is his name. I'm going to correct that right now. Christian Hudson, defensive lineman. You all have probably heard about this, has committed to CU. I'll be doing a video in which I'll be talking about both of those young men in the same video, and putting my style the way I do my videos on it. So be on the lookout on that. That's a good pickup. Already got recruits out there that want to join CU. They want to join what's going on over here, and I think it's fantastic. I think you all are fantastic in the chat room that are listening. I'm going to go in the chat room once again, hear your thoughts before we close this out tonight. I think that's all I got. I'm looking to see if I missed anything in my system here that I wanted to show you. I think I did it all tonight. I appreciate you. Let's go into the chat room and hear your thoughts. We got Ed in the house saying this: AP College Poll has CU ranked 23. Thank you. So Ed, so in order for CU to work themselves into the 12-team playoff, they got to win every game. They got to beat Texas Tech. That's why I'm saying we need the other teams in the country to lose games. So we need teams in the Big 12 to lose games. You need some of those highly ranked teams to start losing games and dropping further down the list. And as they drop down, and if we're winning, then we move up on that list to get ourselves to that playing for the national championship tournament, which is going to be for the first time in history, it's going to be a 12-team tournament. If CU can move themselves from 23, and guess what? It's not impossible. It's very possible. They can move themselves from 23 to 12 and up. They can get into the 12 spot by at least winning out the rest of their games. If they win out the rest of them games and make themselves eligible for now the Big 12 conference, they're in the discussion for the Big 12. They're in a discussion for the Big 12 National Championship Tournament. Does that sound about right to you all, everybody? Let me know. Let me know. B-Dub97 says, I have faith that BYU, Iowa State, and K-State will drop some games and pop CU Buffs to the Big 12. That's what I'm asking for. That's what I want to see cracking. Let's go on. We got my man, what's going on? Brother Paul. Keaton Paul's in the house. He says Iowa State and Kansas State play each other in the last game and should cancel each other out. Exactly. And Brother Paul, Keaton Paul, if that happens, if CU continues doing what they're doing, that's going to put us in the possibilities. That's going to put us in a position to be in that Big 12 championship game. That can actually help us to get into that tournament for the national championship. That's right. Rakim777 is coming in the house saying X. He says S Miss Kraken. Christmas Kraken. Okay. Let's go in here and say we got Dre Jamal. Let me see. Assuming CU wins out all, we need Iowa to lose 2 games, beat K-State, BYU. That's right. That's right, brother. That's right. Probably won't lose, so hopefully we meet them in the championship. You're absolutely right. Isaiah says this, Kenneth Paul, his arm is still broken with a rubber cast. He can't tackle. He needs to be redshirted and set out the season and come back strong. I don't know. I want to say this. If you're talking about Shallow, I don't think Shallow can be redshirt. I think Shallow's a senior, and I don't think he can be red. And if he does get redshirted, it has to happen soon because you can only play in so many games. You have to designate how many games you're going to let that young man play before you redshirt him. I heard that the linebacker Wade, who came over from Kentucky, remember we talked about that? Looks like he's going to go into a red shirt. But when you do that, you have, 4 games. You can only play them 4 games before you redshirt them. So how many games? That's another problem we got to think about. How many games has Shallow played so far? Has he played over 4 games? I know he was injured, so maybe he hasn't. But the question is he eligible? Because remember, he came over as a graduate student from Jackson State because he graduated from Jackson State. So you know what? Maybe he could be redshirted. I got to do a deeper. Somebody please do some research. Give me an answer to that. The House of Hypocritic. Let me see. The House of Hypocrites. That's an interesting name. House of Hypocrites. Only can play 4 games before you can't. Right. So the question is, has Shallow Sanders already played 4 games this year? And the question is he even eligible? Has he already used up his red shirt when he was at Jackson State? Or has he ever been redshirt? Because remember, let's not forget, he also was at South Carolina, and he had to transfer from there. Well, wait a minute. You know what? I don't think, you're right. I don't think Shallow has ever been redshirted. Whether it be Jackson State, no, he wasn't redshirted at Jackson State. So you might be right. They probably could. But the question is, will he do that? Because, he has NFL aspirations. And remember, Coach Prime said that he wanted Shallow and Shador to go into the NFL at the same time. But I don't know. We need to find out, is that a possibility? Let's go. Pretty Minnie says this. Looking good too, sister. She says, this is Shallow's last year of eligibility. Oh, okay. Right. So he can't even, so you can't, thank you. See, let the ladies lead us in the right. Oh, God. Woo. Thank you. Making a lot of sense. She says that, Pretty Minnie says that Shallow is in the last year of his eligibility. So there's no way that he can be redshirted because he doesn't have any more eligibility. Period. Put a pen on that.
Tell the truth.
Good point. Because I know he was a senior. So I had said that, well, he's a senior. Can he actually? Anyway. Well, you do got red. Don't you have people that have been redshirt seniors before? Well, they got redshirted when they were like a freshman, maybe a sophomore, maybe a junior, something like that, which is why they're a redshirt senior. Let's see. Let me see what B-Dub97 says exactly. Shallow and Shador will end up in the NFL. Right. So that's why I don't see that being realistic. I just think that maybe I think exactly what I said earlier in the podcast. I think they have to make packages for Shallow to come into the game and play on certain situations that doesn't require him to, like, for example, I said it before, I would not have Shallow in the game when you're doing a goal line stance, when you're when it's 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, right? That kind of stuff where you got to stop a team from getting a first down when it's a 4th and 1, 4th and inches, because now you put him at risk for more damage to his body, because now he has to go inside and pile up with everybody. I would bring Carter Stoudemire in the game and package him in those situations. You want to keep him. I don't know. Maybe I'm not making any sense. We got AC Xmas in the house. Xmas Christmas. Rakim, why don't number 4 or 13 ever play? Do you know? Number 4 and 13. Now, who are you talking about? Because we know that number 4 is Amarion Miller, who is now hurt, out for the year. Number 13, I have to figure out who you're talking about. Let me see. Let me look inside my little system right here, see if I can find. Boom. Let's see. Let me see. Number 13. Boom. Let's see. This is an example of the depth chart. You said number 13. Let me double check. I may not. Number 13. Oh, I know who you're talking about. He's a cornerback, sophomore cornerback. Right. Matthews. His father is a coach on the team. I think he's hurt. I saw him tonight, to answer your question. He's a sophomore this year. They should probably redshirt him. Just redshirt this young man. Give him a chance. That's Matthews. His father is one of the coaches on this team. And I think he's injured because tonight he was wearing regular clothes. He had like a jacket on. He had like a jersey on, but he didn't have no shoulder pads. He had no helmet. He's hurt. He must be hurt or something's going on with him. That's probably why he's not playing. How many of y'all saw that tonight that he was they showed a sideline picture. There was a sideline picture and he was on the sideline with no shoulder pads on, no uniform on. Maybe I think he had like a hoodie on or something, a Buffs hoodie. But I think he is hurt. I think Mathis is hurt, if I'm saying the name correct. Yeah, Mathis. Sophomore, number 13. His father is a coach on the team that you guys, I think everybody knows that. Everybody, I want to thank you for watching this program tonight. Thank you for watching. Again, make sure you like and comment when you get a chance. Subscribe to the channel if you're new over here. Share this video on all your social media, all the things you like to use. Put this video in community groups that support the team and what have you. Really appreciate you all. As we get to conclusion, let's see. From the Jim is in the house saying Colorado did a lot of good things Saturday. Yes, they did, sir. They did a lot of things. Let me see. Miss Buckingham is in the house. She says, good night and thank you, my sister. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Thank you. You have a blessed evening and blessed week. All of you. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Ed Houston says this. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Yeah, thank you to all. Ed, you're great. You're great, my brother. Yes, thank you to all the new subscribers of this channel. Thank you for sharing this videos in your social media. Thank you for telling people about the channel. And I also want to say, hey, thank you for supporting all of us. I know that all of you support other content creators that promote this type of content about CU. I want to say thank you for supporting their channels and coming over and supporting me. We're all doing content, but we all bring a different flavor, a different style to how we present the content. But at the end of the day, it's content that we all like, that we want to consume. And this is about promoting the team. We want to see great things happen. And this channel and many others, I can't do what I'm doing without you supporting what we're doing over here. I appreciate that. Do me another big favor. If you haven't done this, go over to Facebook if you have a Facebook account. And I want you to put in Prime Sports Media and join the Facebook page. We have about 83,000 folks over there right now. I will be loading up video clips of lots of great stuff that you're going to like that I necessarily can't either put on this channel or put in a community tab, okay? So check that out. I'll be loading some stuff on there tomorrow and all sorts of goodies I'll be dropping over there tomorrow as well, okay? And I will be putting new content. I know I said this a week ago. I will be putting new content on my radio podcast that's on Spotify and Spreaker. I need to crack open this microphone and drop some content in those radio-style podcasts, which will be different content around CU, Coach Prime, and the players than the video content that you're watching tonight. We got Beverly, which I'm very happy to see you over here. She says, thanks for your positivity, my brother. Thank you, my sister, for coming over. I really appreciate you. Alicia, let me put you over here. Another great mod. Alicia, thank you. She says, a great live. Have a good night. You have a good night as well. Thank you for supporting me. You support all the channels that I have, the Information Man Show channel that I have. Thank you for supporting that. You've been supporting my reaction channel, Info Media Reacts. Thank you, Alicia. You're mod on all those different channels, and you've just been The Information Man channel is more my political, social, and cultural channel where we get into issues related to things that black people go through. My Info Media Reacts channel is a channel in which I react to everything that's going on in society, social media, pop culture, and what have you. But I really enjoy this type of content because it's not stressful. It's not bad stuff. It's not something happened to somebody, it's not politics. It's not some bad news about something, right? Or something of that nature. We're talking something that's fun, that's relaxing, that's enjoying. So thank you, everybody. Ed, thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate you. I'm gonna put that theme music on too, Ed. Ed, you good brother, man. Appreciate you, man. You've been rocking hard over here. Everybody's been rocking hard. Let's see. The Fitness 365 says, what does Shallow do well? He's asking critical question. Well, I think when Shallow's healthy, he's an intimidator. He can tackle. He's an enforcer. He can make some plays when he's healthy and when he's completely focused. Okay? But everybody can have their own opinions. Jeffrey Bay says he appreciates it. Jeffrey Bay says much appreciated. Much appreciate you. Everybody, I want to stick around a little bit longer, but it's time to go. It's late for you. It's late for me. You can tell that the channel is, substantive, especially the comments from its. Thank you. Hey, Paul, thanks a lot, man. I'm really enjoying a lot of you all fine folks that come in the chat room. You make great comments. You talk football. We used to have, and everybody in the chat room can attest to this. Last year when CU was having their ups and downs, we had all these trolls that would come over here. You know what they were doing. And they were leaving all kind of personal shots and nasty messages. And I got sick of it. I kept saying, you're not talking football talk over here. We're not acknowledging anything you got to say. But isn't it funny, Paul, and everybody listening, how none of these haters are coming around when things are going right? Isn't that something? Where are you? Right, so why does he not play? Are you talking about Matthews? Because I know he looked like he's injured right now or something. I don't know. No sign of El Humbo Negro. Right. No sign. Nothing to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with this tonight. Once again, let's hear from Ocho again as we leave out with this program tonight. Let's hear from the brother again, breaking it down. Because the haters are just going to keep hating. Here we go.
You, stop what you're doing. Public service announcement. Deion Sanders can coach. And when I say Deion Sanders can coach, I mean that boy can coach well. You realize Colorado, they've now won 6 games. Colorado's only won 6 or more games in a season once since 2007. Over that period of time, Colorado Buffaloes have had 8 coaches. They've had 8 coaches, but none like Deion Sanders. You see, back in the day, when you say Colorado dominated all 3 phases, you're thinking Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Now when you say they dominate all 3 phases, I'm talking offense, I'm talking defense, I'm talking special teams. They can run the football now. They can always pass the football prolifically with Shedeur Sanders. They can catch. They can play defense with Travis Hunter, Heisman finalist type of talent. Deion Sanders has turned this Colorado football program all the way around. Say what you can about the flash. Say what you can about the sizzle. But now it's sizzle along with substance. Shout out to what Deion Sanders is doing with the Colorado program. Whether you love him or you hate him, you better respect him.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 tell me nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. could do for you. Nah, 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 tell me nah, 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 right now. I've been feeling like a loner lately. Been a minute since I woke up feeling sober. When awake, I'm seeing nightmares. Sleeping, you are right there, like you never left. And I am hoping that you might care. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when I feel like I could trust? Yeah, now I'm on a chase for the same shit. I hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but I'm surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze. Sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up my homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 right now. I wonder if you're social lately. I wonder if you're always fucking sober or emotion roller coaster, barely coasting, hardly coping. Wanna call me, but you never push that motherfucking button. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when you feel like you could trust? Yeah, now you wanna chase for the same shit. You hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but you're surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze. Sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up your homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 tell me nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 tell me nah, 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 right now. Seeing nightmares, sleeping, you are right there, like you never left, and I am hoping that you might care. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when I feel like I could trust? Yeah, now I'm on a chase for the same shit. I hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but I'm surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze. Sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up my homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 tell me nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 tell me nah, 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 right now. I wonder if you're social lately. I wonder if you're always fucking sober or emotion roller coaster, barely coasting, hardly coping. Wanna call me, but you never push that motherfucking button. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when you feel like you could trust? Yeah, now you wanna chase for the same shit. You hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but you're surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze. Sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up your homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 tell me nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 tell me nah, 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 right now.
Sports Media. Prime Sports.
job. I'm not happy with the way we ended. I'm not happy with the way we landed. I'm not happy with the way we finished because we better than that. Proud of the victory, but we better than that, aren't we? Yes, sir. All right, now for our best fan ever. She's suffering from COVID right now, so she couldn't make it, which just tears her apart. But we're gonna put a call into her to let her know she's going to a bowl game. I got somebody for you, Peggy. Peggy, everybody in the locker room can hear you, and everybody around the country can hear you. What we've done. Peggy, first and foremost, we love you, we appreciate you, and we want to thank you, and we want to congratulate you for being able to go to a bowl game this year.
Prime Sports Media.